Rosalinda, how? Hi. Yeah. Hello, hello. And Chad, how you doing? Hi, Delta Moon. Who's a good girl? Hi, Jack Jack. Can you say hello? Oh, row, row. Oh, hi, Delta Moon. Hi, pretty girl. How are you, Tatum?
I hear you, baby. I pretty hear you. Light worker, how you doing? Hi, Delta. Seda, Satu, hello. Hi, Jack Jack. Oh, yeah? Kai Kai, what are you doing? Kai, come. I don't know. Kijk, kijk. Hm. Tito. Ecco baby. I miss you. Oh, big stretch, Husk. Oh, hi. Hi, beautiful Delta Moon. Hi, beautiful Delta Moon. How are you? Oh, hi. Don't do that. Oh, Acha kuku jatuh mui. Say hello. Oh, Oogie, we're doing good, man. How about you? We're having another beautiful day. Herda, good night. She's doing great. She's at work today. She is a surgical tech, so she helps in the OR, helps the surgeon. Oh my gosh, I do. I brag about her all the time. I honestly think my wife's the coolest person with the coolest job ever. She's 10 times smarter than I am, and well, 10 times more beautiful, way out of my league. I mean, she's literally saving lives, and she's gorgeous. She pops on stream here and there with us when she's home. But I usually am live while she's uh, gone, just because I like spending time with her. Mhm. Yeah, we definitely do. I agree with that. But honestly, I like saying my wife's smarter than me. I'm her biggest fan. She's the only thing I'm more obsessed with than my dogs. Oh, I agree. I wish every couple was like that. I feel like that's what being married's all about, you know? That's why you shouldn't rush, though, into finding someone. Both me and my wife were actually engaged to other people at one time. Of course, it didn't work out with those people because of the other person, and we found each other shortly after that, and we realized that we were soulmates. And I really feel like everybody has a soulmate and a best friend. It's so true. The thing is looks fade and go away, but it's what's inside. And I think a lot of guys don't realize is I feel like girls want somebody that supports and loves them and makes them feel safe. And that brings out more attractiveness to them. And I want a partner and a friend, and that makes people even more pretty. I lucked out and got a 10 out of 10 first because I mean, attractiveness is how it usually initially starts. I thought she was beautiful, and that's why went up and started talking to her. But within a short time, me and her had talked about things, deeper things than we had ever done with anybody else on our very first date. It wasn't even a real date, it was just kind of a hangout. And when you have that bond and it's friendship, it's you just continually get more and more attracted to each other on both physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual levels. She has. She's been on a bunch of times. Usually you'll see her pop in on our weekend streams, like our Friday, Saturday, Sunday ones. Um, Maybe we'll do so. Saturday is our 6 year anniversary. Maybe we'll do a special anniversary stream with everybody because we've gotten a lot of new followers since she's been directly on. I don't know. I'll try and figure it out. It'd probably be kind of like, let's see here. So Saturday, probably Saturday afternoon sometime that we do it. Yeah, we got married um in the middle of COVID. Well, not even the middle, at the very beginning of COVID, 2 weeks into lockdown. I had moved to Georgia from Utah to marry her, and things started to lock down. So we ended up having a Zoom backyard wedding in her parent on her parents' property, and it was cute. It was just us and like 15 people outdoors, all separated, but it made it so the day was just about us and not everybody there. And so it was funny because it was so long distance. She had never met she didn't meet my family in person for 2 years of us being married because of COVID. But do we have any kids? No, no kids. We uh unfortunately because of health issues can't have kids. Um but that's why we have so many dogs. Our dogs are our kids, and that's how we kind of like it. We and before the health issues made it so we couldn't really have kids, we even at dating we decided we didn't ever want them. We go back and forth with it because see I was adopted. I never knew my real parents, and so we would be open to it, but we prefer just being able to spend our time together and be able to rescue the dogs. Kids are a lot, and I've got a severe autoimmune disorders, so it makes it hard. So you were? That's awesome. Did you get adopted by like family members or uh go through the state? I was lucky enough to be adopted by my mom's half sister. So I was able to stay within the like immediate family. Oh, nice. So we kind of have the same story. Yeah. So I mean, I guess it's my aunt. She's my aunt too. I've called them mom and dad since I was young, so I get that. My step parents had 7 kids, so that's so cool. Twins. How young were you? I was 6. 2, young. So they've been your family for like the longest time, huh? That's so cool. Yeah, I could see that. I feel like that would be hard culturally and just like why making I feel like I mean it seemed to me, because I know I always felt like I was kind of an outsider, even though they tried their best. But like being that obvious there, are you so different? Just explaining it, I feel like it helps grow, especially at a young age, than finding out later. How old were you? I knew my mom before she died. My dad never wanted anything to do with me, even though he only lived 20 minutes away. So, and had 4 kids of his own. So 13. See, I understand waiting, but I feel like kids are pretty resilient and they understand. So explain it to them, get them the therapy so they can process it. And it made it so I bonded with my family easier. I get it. I was born, uh, and the minute I was born, they had to immediately start treating me for drug withdrawals. So I do too. It's why I've got, well, PTSD, dyslexia, autism, and ADHD all combined. So, and then it makes it hard to trust other people. Yeah, I was literally born with cocaine in my system as a like literal newborn child. And then my neck muscles and back of my head didn't properly round out and develop because my mom wouldn't pick me up because she did so many drugs. She was afraid it was going to leach from her skin onto me after. Here's the thing. You There's a certain point when you're a kid that it's totally fine to blame your actions on what happened to you because you're developing and you're learning. But I firmly believe once you become an adult, you have no excuse not to get help and get yourself fixed and to grow. You're choosing to be that person. And I know it's hard, but putting in the therapy, finding medication, finding whatever helps you process it is what's going to help you excel. And once you start doing that, man, things start opening up so much. Right. As a child, it wasn't your fault the bad things happened to you. and you trying to process it when you've never been given the training and support how to, never your fault. Never a child's fault. It's the people around them's fault. But after that, it's time to grow up and start learning and taking care of yourself. And it takes a long time. I did a lot of dumb things through my 20s to learning and processing, trying to figure it out, but got to put in the work. Exactly. And the thing is, everybody's got their own problems. I truly feel like the majority of people don't want to see bad things happen to you, but they just might not realize what's going on. And most people, if you're open enough to talk with them and explain it, they're going to help you. And if they don't, then they're not people that you should have around. It's true. I've cut off a lot of family members. But the thing is eventually you can get to a point where I blamed them too. But as I got older, I realized they're kind of just kids learning the situation too. And that's what I tried to, where I've gotten in my point of healing is like my step parents, I've held a grudge, felt like they should have done a lot more for me. But then I realized they were still learning how to handle it too. And they were doing their best they could with their own emotional difficulties and things too. And that now I can talk to them and it's not a bad thing. And it's not, there's no hatred or things like that. But I've had to spend a lot of years putting up boundaries and making sure that my boundaries are respected by everyone as well. And just get dogs. They're better. They're better than people. Yeah, but you got to realize that's terrible. There's no excuse for it, but they've got to be trauma, have their own stuff they're working on in the background too. And not considering other people's feelings is, and what they're going through is the same thing to me as them not respecting what you went through. But you can only do that once you've gotten to a point and healed yourself, you know? I agree. And that means you've put in the time and the work to heal yourself. And that's what I'm saying is everybody needs to put that in. How you? Yeah, no, there's no excuse for it. And the thing is if somebody's not willing to take uh, accountability for their actions, that means they've never grown up to be an adult because that's what a child does. And if they're going to do that, honestly, family is only family if they act like it. I have friends that are closer family than I have family that have been there for more and there. And so, and I totally agree. There is no excuse. Everybody needs to put in that work. And age is not just because you're older doesn't mean you can't learn and grow. My stepdad's 67 years old and is still learning there. My stepmom's 62 and just started doing therapy to grow and heal from those things. And guess what? My relationship with them has gotten 10 times better since they started doing the effort and I started doing it than before. And they're retired. So there's no excuse for it, you know? Yeah, there's no excuse. There's no excuse to have hatred and meanness in your heart. Unless somebody did something directly to you, even then, an adult would forgive and forget. Having hatred for anybody in your heart is just a waste of time and energy, especially if it's because of their race. Echo, baby. Echo, come here. Oh, oh Delta, do you want to come here, huh? Oh, you pretty girl. Echo, come here. Oh, what she got up here? She got up here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at these faces. Look at these faces, everybody. Oh. How can you have any hatred in your heart when there's beautiful creatures like this? I don't know. I feel like love can motivate people even more, personally. I do, but I feel like the marches for be the love of the people, defending them, not the hatred of others. Because hatred only causes hatred. But if you're doing it for love of others and your fellow, that's what's going to stand out. I can understand your perspective. Rajan, how's it going? And see, that's another thing. I feel like people should accept that other people can have different perspectives and we can all get along, you know? It's what makes life interesting is when everybody has different perspectives and we come together for the better of people. And if you're not open to other people's perspectives, I feel like people aren't going to grow, you know? So I can get that. See, as a cis white man, I don't have the same emotional connection, even though I don't agree with it too. But I can see how strong of an emotion. That's not the right way. I can see how it could affect even more, if that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. I completely agree. It's completely horrible. When I moved to the South, I didn't realize racism was still a thing until I really literally saw people that look like me hate African American people. And I could not I mean, I've never had any of that hate or seen it directly before, and it was such a culture swap. And like, I call her my adopted grandma. She was black, and she'd invite me over cooking, and she would explain to me how they were still treated even in the South today, and it's disgusting. And I sympathize. It Nobody should be ever treated that way. We all bleed red, and that's the most important. See, and it's crazy for me. One of my best friends is Spanish. Like, two of my brother-in-laws literally come from Mexico, and so it's like I I don't understand how people could have any of that in them. It's so disgusting. I'm so sorry. It's so true. I bet. Hey, you are a beautiful and amazing person, and the fact that you're alive is a blessing and something to be proud of. Everybody is unique, beautiful, and amazing in their own way. And if more people understood that, would be so much better, I feel. Well, that's what I'm here for. I just want to spread love, love, enjoyment. It's true. But the important thing is, it's easy to spread love when you learn to love yourself. That's the biggest thing. And I feel like we're not, society is built around trying to make us not love ourselves. Why I say to people to rescue dogs. A dog rescue, when you put in the effort, teaches you how to love yourself and love people. It's true. So, so true. And that's the key. They want you to spend, spend, spend. But don't get me wrong, I do spend, 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 but it's all on my dogs. It's true. The thing is nobody's truly impressed by what you spend, but everybody thinks they're going to be. But if you're spending to impress other people, you're just trying to make them jealous of you. And the thing is nobody's better than anybody else. Money doesn't change that. I've known some of the nicest people that are just filthy rich, but I've known some of the nicest people that are super poor as well. But the same thing, I've known poor people that are horrible human beings, and I know rich people that are horrible human beings too. So that doesn't change. Again, only thing that truly makes you happy is dogs and helping others. No, I get that, but you know, I don't have anything, and I feel like I'm pretty happy. I mean, it does help. You can lessen your stress with it, but the pursuit of money shouldn't be the thing. That's how people trick you. That's how the world makes it harder. Oh, that's so true. And then people just say, "Oh, it's my opinion," for an excuse to be rude. Well, maybe you should learn to not have that. Oh yeah, trust me. I lived in the deep south. I get that. I'm glad I don't live in the deep south anymore. Let's just say that. I'm so sorry to have that. You have that fear. I bet that's honestly horrible. Again, I was born with an unfair advantage of privilege that I could never truly understand. Echo, you, what are you doing? Come. It's true. And that's just not fair to anybody. But we got to get off now for the day. We'll be back on again tomorrow. Oogie boogie. I hope you have a great day, though. I hope you enjoy your life, and I hope something good happens to you today. And I hope something good happens to everybody.